Good morning, everyone. We have our second adventure together on Where in the World is Mr. Gaither? And once again, we are starting here in North America. And let's just make sure that we remember where we are. First, we're going to come zooming in to North America, to our state of Maryland. Now, this light blue line here is the state boundary, while these green lines are the county boundaries. You can see the Chesapeake Bay over here. But we're going to go in a little further and zoom into one of those areas. We like to call it Baltimore. And I bet you know where I'm going next. We're going to zoom in even closer, just to the west of Patterson Park, to a little building we like to call Wolf Street Academy. So this is where we're starting. Let's go. We're going to head back out to North America, just so we remember. But we're not staying in North America this week. We are heading down to South America. Now, there are the various countries of South America, and we're not going to stop just at the continent of South America. We're going to zoom into one country in particular, and that country is Brazil. Here we are in Brazil. We've spent all week here, and it is the largest country in South America and the only country in South America that speaks Portuguese, because it was settled by the Portuguese people in the 1500s. Now, we're going to zoom in a little more to our first stop. On Monday, we went to Rio de Janeiro, which actually means January River. But you can see here it's actually not on a river, it's on a bay. Now, when we were in Rio de Janeiro, which is one of the large cities in Brazil, we went and saw a very famous spot coming right down here, Sugarloaf Mountain. It's a very recognizable piece of land. And you can see here a huge city. It's much bigger than Baltimore, and is very famous for a big party that they have each year called Carnival. But we just stayed here for one day on Monday, and we're going to go back out to Brazil and head to a very important part of both Brazil and the world, and that is the Amazon rainforest. So we were just on the ocean and the beach, and now we're here in the Amazon rainforest, and you can see how big it is. All of this green is just forests. You can see here where you see little lines, and it's a little bit lighter, where people have started to develop the land. But in here, it's just deep forest, where 6% of the entire amount of oxygen on the planet is created here in the Amazon by these plants. And we visited in the Amazon an area that is called the entrance door to the biggest ecological reservation in the planet, the Amazon rainforest. So this is Manaus, Brazil. Let me pull back out here a little bit. You can see if you took a boat and you came down here in order to check out the Amazon, you could come up the Amazon River to Manaus. And here you have the Black River and the Amazon River. And off of these rivers, you have smaller rivers. So this is kind of the entryway or the door to all of this area if you were traveling by boat. But when we were in Manaus, which itself is a big city, and Manaus means Mother of God, I'm going to just drop us in here so that we can see our picture that we use this week. We're going to come down and land on this bridge, and we can look around and see how wide the river is at this point. So you could come into this river, and if you kept on going up the river this way, you would go into the Amazon, and you could find many, many different beautiful places there. Now, let's exit that, and we're going to go back out so we can see where we are. So we have Manaus here, we have Rio de Janeiro here, and we're going to zip in to the very southern part down to Iguazu Falls. This was a very pretty area, and you can see here, this is some of the forests around that the country has. Now, this is the boundary between Brazil and Argentina. So they speak Portuguese here, and they speak Spanish here. Now, we're going to drop in to this bit of beautiful place. Let's see. Let's drop in right there. Whoa. Here we go. There we are. So you can see here, you can see the water flowing down, and it even goes up higher where there are the waterfalls falling into the valley there. And the Iguazu Falls means Devil's Throat. One of the curved waterfalls is called the Devil's Throat. This area has 14 different waterfalls, and is a place full of life. There's over 2,000 species of plants all in this area. You can see people wearing raincoats because so much water is all around them. Okay, we're going to leave Iguazu Falls, zip back up and turn ourselves around so we can see where we are. So we've got Manaus, the gateway to the Amazon, Sugarloaf Mountain in Rio de Janeiro, Iguazu Falls down here next to Argentina and Paraguay. And now we're going to zip in to a city called Salvador Brazil. And Salvador Brazil is a very old town. It was founded in 1556. So right now it's 2021, and this was founded over almost 500 years ago, this town. Now, it was much smaller just in these areas right here when it was founded, but it is still there. And one of the most beautiful places that we visited in this city was this little part right here. And I'll just remind you of that. I'll drop us in. Here we go. Zoom. And you can see here how beautiful the buildings are. This was the square that we were in. Old stones here, but many of these buildings are very, very old, hundreds of years old. A lot older than many of the buildings in Baltimore. So we'll leave Salvador, Brazil. We'll take one last look at the entire country that is the largest country in South America. And we will make our way back up to North America, and then we'll return to Maryland, to Baltimore, and landing safely at home after our trip to Brazil at Wolf Street Academy. Wonderful. Well, have a great weekend. Remember, it's a long weekend, and we will see you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.